All right, ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome to History Maker Baseball on the Epic Sports Broadcasting Network. My name is Dave Little and we are coming to you with Monday Night Baseball from the Best Team I've Ever Seen tournament. Tonight's matchup pits the 2016 Oakland Athletics against the 2003 Chicago White Sox. Good evening, Tribe fan, and welcome to the channel. First man at the ballpark. And on the screen now we see the particulars for tonight. This is Game 2 of the series. The A's won a slugfest in Game 1 by a final score of 13-8. And tonight it will be Game 2, and if the A's can, the White Sox won last night 13-8. So if the White Sox at home can win tonight, they will move on to the round of 16 in the Best Team I've Ever Seen baseball tournament. Tonight's starters will be a battle of the left-handers. For the A's, it will be Sean Manaea, and for the White Sox, it will be Mark Buehrle. Your hot hitters tonight: for the A's, Josh Reddick, 2 hits last night in the A's defeat. And for the White Sox, of course, Paul Konerko. He was the man in Game 1 of this series with 2 home runs and 7 RBIs. Marcus Semien is the cold guy for the A's after a hitless opening game. Frank Thomas went 1 for 5 for Chicago, but that qualifies him as the least hot hitter, so he is the cold guy tonight for the White Sox. The White Sox come in semi-harmonious. The A's are semi-dissonant. For the A's, Chris Coughlin off the bench will be cold. And for the White Sox, they get a perk tonight as Mark Buehrle is fresh for the entire game until further notice. So those are he is a semi-lenient umpire, but he is respected. Your first base umpire tonight, my good friend and baseball traveling companion, Jim Browning. At second base, the History Maker Baseball and Play.com legend, Steve Tower. And your third base umpire is I.D. Jester. And it looks like I am having some problems with the stream. It seems to be cutting in and out. So if you're in the chat room and you can see and hear, please give me a holler. If I'm breaking up, please let me know, and we may have to restart things. But I am getting the video output low message on the stream. But we will press forward with the game because we are baseball players and that's what we do. Your starting lineups for tonight for the visiting Oakland Athletics. Leading off is your first baseman, Danny Valencia. Batting second, playing right field, is Josh Reddick, your hot guy for tonight. Ryan Healy gets the start tonight at third base, batting third. Your designated hitter, Chris Davis, will bat fourth. The fifth hitter is the second baseman, Jed Lowry. Shortstop, Marcus Semien, is your cold guy tonight. He is playing shortstop. Coco Crisp bats seventh and plays center field. Getting the start in right field tonight is the right-handed batting Jake Smolinski. And your catcher, batting ninth, is Stephen Vogt. Vogt was out of the lineup last night due to injury, but he is back in the lineup tonight and ready for action. For the home White Sox, Aaron Rowand, who homered last night, is leading off and playing center field. Carlos Lee bats second and plays left. Magglio Ordonez batting third and playing right field. Frank Thomas is your cold guy tonight, but he remains in the cleanup spot, and he is your designated hitter. Joe Crede had a nice night for the White Sox. He is batting fifth and playing third base. Last night's hero, Paul Konerko, bats sixth and plays first base. Tony Graffinino, your gold glove, semi-gold glove. Oops, I got these two crossed up. Jose Valentin is your semi-gold glove shortstop, batting seventh. Your semi-gold glove second baseman. Batting eighth is Tony Graffinino. And catching and batting ninth is Miguel Olivo. Those are your starting lineups for tonight. Let's play ball. Leading off for the A's is Danny Valencia against the left-handed pitching Mark Buehrle. And the first roll of the game is a 1-2-6. is Manaea is on the hill for the A's. Pardon me. And Burley for the White Sox. So Valencia versus Burley. Is Burley fresh? He will be fresh the whole game, so that's a line drive to second base. And I'm already stumbling over my announcing duties here tonight. Got to get things warmed up. Josh Reddick, left-handed batter facing left-handed pitcher. Reddick digs in. He is your hot hitter tonight. And on a 3-4-6, nothing in the pitcher's column. Is Reddick eager? No. So that will be a base on balls. Reddick walks. He is not an active runner, so he doesn't get the automatic steal off of the chart. But that roll will take us to the team chemistry chart. As I mentioned, the A's are semi-dissonant. The White Sox are semi-harmonious. And on a roll of 3-4, do we have batting team harmony? No. That will be a ground out to third base. And on a lead die of 3, that will be a fielder's choice. So we're going to have a fielder's choice. Score that one 5-4. Reddick is out at second on the force play. Ryan Healy is safe at first. And with 2 outs now and Healy on first base, Chris Davis, your designated hitter, will be the batter. Healy is a stoic runner. He's not going anyplace. So it'll be Davis facing Burley, and on a roll of 1-3-4, is the catcher gold? Miguel Olivo is not gold. Is the hitter a champion? He is not a champion. So we are going to go to the outfield drama chart. Outfield drama here at Cellular for third baseman tonight is Joe Crede. He is semi-gold, and the decider die says yes. So Crede makes the play on a crazy bouncing ground ball and makes the throw to first for the out to end the inning. Nice play by Joe Crede. And as we head to the bottom of the first, we are scoreless. And that play will take us to the purple chart, which is team chemistry once again. So Aaron Rowand will lead off against Sean Manaea for the White Sox, rolling from the team chemistry chart. The roll is 3-5. Do we have pitching team dissonance? The decider die says no. So that will be a ground out to shortstop. Next to the plate is Carlos Lee. Hello, Al Red Sox fan. Welcome to the ballpark for Game 2 of the best team I've ever seen tournament series between the White Sox and the A's. Carlos Lee steps to the plate and lets fly with a 1-2-6. Is the pitcher fresh? Yes, he is. That's a line drive out to second base. And with 2 out, your batter will be Maglio Ordonez, the right fielder. He's a semi-champion and a slugger. And on a roll of 1-2-4, is the pitcher a control pitcher? Yes, he is. So that will be a ground out to shortstop. And that's 3 up and 3 down for Manaea in the bottom of the first inning. We go to the second, still scoreless. Leading off for the A's is second baseman Jed Lowrie. Lowrie steps to the plate with a 2-4-6. Is Burley a control pitcher? Yes, he is. That's a ground ball back to the mound. For your first out of the inning, Marcus Semien, the cold guy, is now up for Oakland. And on a 6-6-6, is the pitcher an ace? No. Is the batter a sad sack? No. That is going to be a deep drive and a glove check. So on the glove chart, Semien is a semi-home run king and a semi-slugger, and the decider die says yes, so he will be a home run king on this roll. And on a roll of 6, it's out of here. Marcus Semien got all of that one, and that is the first hit and the first run of the ball game. Semien touches them all, and the fans here at Cellular Field fall silent as the A's take a 1-0 lead here in the top of the second. Your batter now will be Covelli Crisp, better known by his nickname Coco. Coco Crisp, batting righty, the switch hitter against Burley, fires up a 2-2-3. Is Burley wild? No. Is Crisp a slugger or a utility? He's actually semi-slugger, semi-utility. The decider die says yes to both. And that will be a line drive out to shortstop. Fine play out there by the semi-gold glover Jose Valentin. One out now for Jake Smolinski, making his first at-bat of the series. Smolinski dials up a 2-4-5. Nothing in the pitcher's column. Is Smolinski a hero? He is not. That will be a pop-up to second base. Graffinino makes the catch. And that will end the inning. We go to the bottom of the second with a 1-0 score. And we go to the player experience chart for Frank Thomas, who is an icon, against the prospect pitcher Sean Manaea. Everything is in Thomas's favor in this at-bat. And on a roll of 2-3, is it a prospect pitcher? Yes. Momentary lapse in focus. Batter drives pitch to the outfield for a single. So Frank Thomas with the first hit of the game for the White Sox, leading off here in the bottom of the second inning. Next up will be Joe Crede. Crede batting righty against the lefty Manaea. Thomas not a threat to run. And on a roll of 2-3-6, is he double control? No. Is it the pitcher batting? No. Crede draws a walk. And that will put two men on, with nobody out for last night's hero, Paul Konerko. Konerko hit a grand slam and a 3-run homer last night. He's got a chance for a 3-run homer tonight, and he's the hot hitter of the night for the White Sox. The roll is 5-6-6. Is Manaea wild? No. Is Konerko a good eye? No. And that's going to be a strikeout. How about that? Konerko strikes out for the first out of the inning. The runners hold up at their respectable bases. And the batter is Jose Valentin, and that's going to take us to the right now chart. We have got a hot pitcher and a neutral batter. And on a roll of 2-3, do we have a cold pitcher? No. That's going to be a towering fly out to center field. Thomas will hold. Crede will hold. And with 2 outs, your batter now is Tony Graffinino. 2 on, 2 out, as Manaea tries to get out of trouble here in the bottom of the second. Manaea winds and delivers to Graffinino. He hurls a 4-4-4. Nothing in the pitcher's column. Is Graffinino a scrapper? He is not. That's going to be a double to right field. And on a lead die of 4, runners score on doubles. The runner at first, Crede, is stoic. And he, but by virtue of the fact that there are 2 outs, Crede will score on that ball. So a 2-run double for Tony Graffinino. Scores both runners, and just like that, the White Sox have taken a 2-1 lead. 2 outs now with Graffinino at second for your number 9 hitter, the catcher, Miguel Olivo. Olivo swings, hits a 2-6-6. Is he the leadoff batter? No. That's going to be a fly out to right field to end the inning. But the damage has been done by the White Sox. 2 runs on 2 hits in the bottom of the second. And after 2 complete, it's 2-1 Chicago. Oakland coming to bat in the top of the third, finding themselves trailing in tonight's game for the first time. Stephen Vogt, your catcher, is the leadoff hitter, batting lefty against the lefty Mark Burley. The roll is a 1-1-2. Is Burley a flash? No. Is Vogt a sad sack? No. And we have a scorer check. So the runner ends up at first base, and the scorer check will tell us why. And on a roll of 3, That is scored as an error off the glove of the first baseman. So Vogt hit one down to Konerko, and that one ate him up, and Vogt will reach on the error. And that will bring the top of the order to the plate in the person of Aaron Rowland. Rowland 0 for 1, lined out in the first inning. Olivo is a neutral runner at first base. And Stephen Vogt is a neutral catcher. Olivo not normally a threat to run. Rowland rolls up a 1-2-2. Is the pitcher a workman? No. Is the batter a champ or a whiffer? He is a semi-whiffer. The decider die says yes, and that's going to be a nubbed infield single up the third baseline. So Rowland hit that one off the end of the bat. It dribbled to Creedy, but Creedy could not get to it in time to make the play. That's going to be another single. And by virtue of some lousy defense, Sean Manaea now finds himself with 2 men on and nobody out, facing the dangerous Carlos Lee. Carlos Lee, the batter. Manaea winds and delivers a 2.56. Is he a struggler? No. Is Lee a champion or patient? No, he is not. And that's going to take us to the infield drama chart. What's going to happen here? The A's have already had some difficulty with their defense getting started in this inning. And on a roll of 3-5 is the third baseman, Iron. Your third baseman tonight is Joe Creedy for the White Sox. I got my announcing backwards again. He is not an iron. In fact, he is a semi-gold. So that's going to be a routine ground out with Vogt at second, Valencia at first, and a lead die of 3. That's going to be a fielder's choice to the third baseman. So it's in play. It's a fielder's choice. Score that one 5-4. Vogt moves to third. Valencia is out at second on the fielder's choice. And the batter, Josh Riddick, is safe at first. So runners on first and third now for Burley, facing Ryan Healy with 1 out. Healy digs in at the plate. The pitch is a 2-4-5 to Healy. Nothing in the pitcher's column. Is the batter a hero? He is not a hero. So that's going to be a pop out to second base for the second out of the inning. So Healy fails to get the run home with a runner on third and less than 2 outs. As he hits a weak little pop up to second base, Graffinino makes the play and the runners are forced to hold. With 2 outs now, still 2 men on base, your batter is the designated hitter, Chris Davis, and that's going to take us to the player experience chart. Burley in 2003 is neither an icon nor a prospect. Chris Davis is neither an icon nor a prospect. So we've got a neutral pitcher and a neutral batter. And the chart gives us a roll of 4-6. Do we have an icon pitcher? No. So he does not sneak strike 3 past the batter. Otherwise, it's a hard shot to shallow right field. A great play by the first baseman to the pitcher for the out. The runners advance, but that doesn't matter. It is the third out of the inning, and the defense got him off the hook that play. As Konerko was able to make the play on the 3-1 putout to end the inning. And at the end of 2.5, the White Sox still lead by a score of 2-1. Let's try not to do any more goof ups on the announcing here. Your bottom of the third, Aaron Rowand is coming to the plate to lead things off for Chicago, facing Manaea. And the roll is a 1-4-6. Is the pitcher a flash? He is a semi-flash, and the decider die says no. Is the batter a champion? He is not. That's going to be a ground out to second base for the first out of the inning. Carlos Lee now comes to the plate for the White Sox. 1 out, nobody on. Manaea winds and delivers a 2-3-3. Is Manaea an ace or a star? No. Is Ordonez a slugger? He is a slugger, and that's a home run to left field. Maglio Ordonez got all of that one. And it is now a 3-1 ball game. Much to the delight. Carlos Lee got all of that one. He is a semi-slugger. The decider die said yes. And so that is a home run to left for Ordonez, for Carlos Lee. Now Ordonez comes to the plate. It's a little difficult to announce these games with the big play mat, with all the players all over the place. The strat guys have it easier. The cards are bigger, and you can stack them more easily. But Ordonez is now your batter. The number 3 hitter facing Sean Manaea, with the White Sox now leading 3-1. Manaea winds and delivers a 1-4-6. Is he a flash? He's a semi-flash, but the decider die says no. Is Ordonez a champion? He is a semi-champion, and this time the decider die says yes, and that is going to be a bloop single to left field. That puts Ordonez at first, and Frank Thomas coming to the plate now. He's still your cold batter for the entire night. Ordonez at first is a neutral runner. And with the 3-1 lead, let's see if he can get his lead and go. He does not get his lead, so he is staying put. And Frank Thomas will dig in to face Manaea. Manaea delivers a 1-2-3. Is he both flash and fresh? He is semi-flash. The decider die says no. So instead, that's going to be a ground ball to shortstop. And on a lead die of 1, that will be a double play to end the inning. Score that one 6-4 to 3 if you're scoring at home, or even if you're by yourself, as Keith Olbermann used to say. And we head now to the top of the 4th with your score: Chicago White Sox 3, Oakland A's 1. Leading off for the Oakland A's in the top of the 4th is Jed Lowrie, facing Buehrle. And as we know from the beginning of the game, Buehrle is fresh throughout the game tonight. And we have our first 1-3-5 of the night. And that is a red 1 and a black 3. So that's going to be a memorable play in the field. Let's see what's going to happen in the field. On a roll of 4-5 is the left fielder Gold. Your left fielder is Carlos Lee, and he is neutral. So he is not going to make an incredible leaping play at the wall. And that ball is going to bounce off the wall for a double. So Lowrie leads things off with a double, as Carlos Lee could not track it down out there. And that brings the tying run to the plate in the person of the shortstop, Marcus Semien. He is your cold batter for the A's here tonight. And on a roll of 2-2-5. Is Semien is the pitcher a star? He is not. Is Semien a slugger or a sad sack? He is a semi-slugger, and the decider die says yes. He's also a whiffer, and that means he strikes out swinging. That's the first out of the inning. Lowrie still remains at second base as the center fielder Coco Crisp comes to the plate. Crisp squares off against Buehrle. The roll is at 3-5-5. Is the pitcher a struggler? No. Is Crisp a champion? He is not. That's going to be a ground out to second base. That's hit behind the runner, so the runner will move up. That will put the runner at second base with 2 men out. at third base with 2 men out for your number 8 hitter, the left fielder, Jake Smolinski. Smolinski still with a chance to do some damage here against Burley. The roll is a 2-6-6. Is there a runner on first? No. Is he the leadoff batter? No. That's going to be a fly out to left field to end the inning. So no damage there as Burley escapes trouble. And as we go to the bottom of the fourth, the White Sox continue to lead 3-1 with Joe Crede leading off for the Pale Hose. Crede walked his first time to the plate against Manaea. This time the roll is a 2-3-4. Are there runners on base? No. Is Crede a hot batter? No, he walked his last time up. That's going to be a pop fly out to the third baseman. For your first out of the inning. That will bring the hot guy Paul Konerko to the plate for Chicago. Konerko struck out swinging his first time at the plate. And on a roll of 4-6-6. Is the pitcher a control? Yes, he is. The pitch is red, and it's a single to left. Konerko with his first hit of the night. And with 1 out, and Konerko at first, that will bring Jose Valentin to the plate. Valentin, your switch hitting shortstop, and we've got another 1-3-5. This time it's a blue one. And with a runner on first, let's see what the umpires are going to do. Runner on first. It's the umpire mini chart. The roll is 2-2. Is there a respected umpire at third base? I.D. Jester is your third base umpire tonight, and he is neutral. So the batter singles. If it were a respected umpire, the runner would be out at third on a close play. Other umpires, like I.D. Jester, rule the runner safe at third. So that is going to be a single for Valentin. And Konerko moves to third. And that puts runners at the corners with still just 1 man out for the second baseman, Tony Graffinino. Oakland is in some trouble here, trailing 3-1. So we're going to play the corners in to try and cut off the run at the plate. And we will play the middle infielders at double play depth. One way or another, Manaea wants to try and get out of this inning without any further damage. As Graffinino digs in at the plate. Graffinino swings and hits a 2-4-4. Is the pitcher an ace? No. Is the batter a champion? No. That's going to be a ground out to shortstop. Unless he is a whiffer, he is a semi-whiffer. The decider die says yes, and that's going to be a strikeout. Big strikeout for Sean Manaea as he gets Graffinino swinging, and the runners are forced to hold. And with 2 men out and the number 9 hitter Oliva coming to the plate, the infield will return back to normal depth as Manaea goes to work trying to get out of this inning with no damage. 1-1-5 is your roll. Is Manaea fresh? It is the 4th inning, so he is semi-fresh, and the decider die says no. Is the batter a home run king or a sad sack? No. And that's going to be a double to left. A 2-out double off the bat of Miguel Oliva. Your runner at first is Valentin. He is a neutral runner with 2 outs. Active runners score from second base on any hits. He is a neutral runner, so he is going to stop at... He is going to stop at third. So Konerko scores. Valentin stops at third. As Olivo hits a double, and it is now a 4-1 game. So Konerko scores. Valentin stops at third. Olivo is held up at second. And with the score now 4-1, the next batter is Aaron Rowand. Runners at second and third, 2 men out for Rowand. Shuffling around in the bullpen now for the A's as they are on the verge of letting this one get away. And the roll is a 3-4-6. Nothing in the pitcher's column Is the batter eager? Yes, he is, and that is a fly out to center field. Aaron Rowan swung at possibly ball 4, but he flies out to center field to end the inning with no further damage. But the White Sox tally again, and it's now a 4-1 ball game as we head to the top of the 5th. Buehrle still looking strong. He's yielded only 1 run on 3 hits through the first 4 innings of work. And he has the number 9 hitter, the catcher Stephen Vogt, leading things off for the A's. The pitch to Vogt is a 2-4-4. Is Buehrle an ace? No. Is Vogt a champion? No. That's a ground out to shortstop. And that is the first out of the inning. That brings leadoff hitter Danny Valencia to the plate. He singled his last time up. Working on a 1-for-2 night as he digs in against Buehrle. Buehrle winds and delivers. The roll is a 2.55. Is Buehrle a star? No. Is Valencia a home run king? He is a semi-home run king, but the decider die says no, and the result is a fly out to left field. That's the second out of the night, and that brings to the plate the hot hitter for Oakland, Josh Reddick. The roll is a 1-1-5. Is the pitcher fresh? He's fresh all night. And that is going to be a pop-up to your choice infielder. The decider die chooses third baseman Joe Crede to be the recipient of that pop fly, which will end the inning. So through 4.5, we're halfway home. The White Sox continue to lead by a score of 4-1. 2, 3, and 4 coming up for the White Sox. Lee, Ordonez, and Thomas against the lefty Manaea. Manaea has struggled through his first 4 innings of work, and the A's are facing elimination in this tournament, so they are going to go to the bullpen. And they are going to bring on the man who finished up last night's game, right-handed pitcher Ryan Dull, D-U-L-L. He is a prospect. He is a semi-ace with flash and control. So exit Manaea after 4 innings and bring Ryan Dull to the plate, to the mound. As through 4 innings of work, Manaea has a line of 4 runs on 7 hits. And he stands to be the losing pitcher unless his A's teammates can make some noise. So Carlos Lee homered his last time up, leading off now against the right-handed pitching Ryan Dull. And Dull delivers a 3.35. Is he wild? No. Is the batter a sad sack? No. That is going to be a single to right, followed by a stolen base. So Lee picks up right where he left off with an in-play single. Batter to second on a stolen base. And already the White Sox are once again making noise against the A's bullpen as Maglio Ordonez comes to the plate. Ordonez, 1-1-1. Is the pitcher an ace? He's a semi-ace, but the decider die says no. Is Ordonez a scrapper? No. That's going to be a home run to left field as the White Sox continue to punish the baseball as Ordonez touches them all, and it is now a 6-1 ball game. How about that murderer's row from the Chicago White Sox? Home runs tonight for, I believe it was Lee and Ordonez. Let's check the go ahead and check the score pad on that. Home runs tonight for the home White Sox have been hit by Carlos Lee and Maglio Ordonez. So 2 home runs already tonight for the White Sox, and they have just been pecking away, and it is now a 6-1 ball game with Frank Thomas coming to the plate. Ryan Dull delivers a 2.55. Is he a star? No. Is Thomas a home run king? The decider die says yes, and that's another home run Frank Thomas goes yard, and it's a 7-1 ball game. Back-to-back jacks by Ordonez and Thomas. And the lead is now 7-1, and just like that, 3 men are up, and Ryan Dull is already a semi-struggler. And there is action once again in the A's bullpen, as this one is getting away from Oakland in a hurry. The fans here at U.S. Cellular Field are celebrating as the White Sox put up 3 more runs here in the bottom of the 5th before a batter is retired, and it is now a 7-1 ball game. Zoll pitches to Creedy. It's a 1-2-2. Is the pitcher a workman? No. Is the batter a champ or a whiffer? The decider die says no, and that's going to be a hard hit line drive to third, but that is snagged out of midair by Ryan Healy for the first out of the inning. He hit that ball as hard as anybody this inning, but Healy made the catch. He's got a family to think about. And that brings to the plate Paul Konerko, 1 for 2 tonight with a single. Facing Konerko, and with that out, Ryan Dull is no longer a semi-struggler. Konerko hits a 1-2-5. Is the pitcher a struggler? No. Is Konerko patient? No. That is going to be a ground out to third base. So Dull comes off the mat to retire Creedy and Konerko, and that brings the switch-hitting Jose Valentin to the plate with 2 outs. And the roll is a 2-4-5. Nothing in the pitcher's column. Is Valentin a hero? He is not. That is going to be a pop out to second base to end the inning. But the damage once again has been done. For the 4th consecutive inning, Chicago dents the scoreboard. This time they put up crooked numbers with a 3 spot, and the lead is now 7-1 as we head to the top of the 6th. And that takes us to the player experience chart. Ryan Healy, a prospect, leads off against Burley, who is neutral. And on a roll of 2-2, is it a prospect pitcher? No. That will not be a fence check. That will be a pop out to the catcher. Miguel Olivo makes the play to retire Healy for the first out of the inning. And that brings to the plate your designated hitter, Chris Davis. Davis 0 for 2 tonight with a pair of groundouts. Burley winds and delivers a 1-2-6. Is he fresh? Yes, he is. And that is a line out to second base. And with 2 quick outs, your batter will be Jed Lowry. Lowry stands in against Burley. The roll is a 3-5-5. Is the pitcher a struggler? No. Is the batter a champion? No. That's going to be a strikeout swinging to end the inning, as Lowry is a whiffer. And Mark Burley has found the groove. He has given up 1 run on 3 hits through 6. And as the White Sox come to the plate in the bottom of the 6th, they continue to lead by a 7-1 score. Ryan Dull is going to remain on the mound for his 2nd inning of work. He'll be semi-fresh against Graffinino leading off. Graffinino has doubled and struck out tonight. And on a roll of 3-4-6, nothing in the pitcher's column. Is the batter eager? No, he is not. And that will be a walk. Base on balls. The book chart says active steals, but with a 6-run lead, Graffinino is not going to steal. That will take us to our team chemistry chart. For your number 9 hitter, the catcher, Miguel Olivo. The team chemistry chart gives us a 2-3. Is there pitching team harmony? There is not. And that's going to be another walk as that marginal pitch fails to catch the corner. And that's our 2nd walk of the inning. Action in the bullpen now for Oakland as Aaron Rowan comes to the plate. 0 for 3 so far tonight. but looking to get something going here against Ryan Dahl. 1-2-5 is the roll. Is the pitcher a struggler? No, not yet. Is the batter patient? No. Is he a whiffer? The decider die says no, so that's going to be a ground out to third base. And with a lead die of 1, that is going to be a double play. So that'll be a 5-4-3 around the horn double play. Graffinino pulls into third. But now with 2 outs, it will be Carlos Lee back to the plate. Lee 2 for 3, homered and singled here tonight. The 2-out batter delivers up a 4-5-6. Nothing in the pitcher's column. Is the batter patient? No. That's going to be a fly out to center field to end the inning. So finally, the A's escape an inning without giving up any further runs. But it is still a 7-1 lead, and Mark Buehrle is still cruising for the Chicago White Sox. He got that training room bonus. He is fresh the whole game. So he is coming out for the top of the 7th, and he continues to dominate. Hello, ID Jester. How are you tonight? Good to see you here at the ballpark. ID Jester is doing double duty as a fan in the stands and also umpiring the third baseline tonight for this contest. Leading off for the A's is Marcus Semien against Buehrle from the team chemistry charts. And on a roll of 1-5, do we have pitching team harmony? No, the decider die says no. So the outfielder tries to make a sliding grab of the looping liner, but he can't get there. And that's going to be a bloop single for Semien. Second hit of the night for Semien. He delivered the only run of the game for Oakland with a second inning home run. That will bring Coco Crisp to the plate. Sportsman Z is in the chat room. Hello, Sportsman Z. Everything is foul going down the line at third, says ID Jester. ID Jester is a neutral umpire. He's neither lenient nor questionable. We haven't called up his services tonight. Ron Juckett is your plate umpire, and he made one good call earlier in the ball game. So here's Coco Crisp. Nobody out, Semien at first. A's at bat still trailing 7-1. The roll is a 1-3-5, and that's going to take us to our random events chart. And with a red 1 and a black 5, that is going to be the balks and bogeys chart. Let's see what's going to happen with the balks and bogeys chart. The roll is 1-5. Rain delay. Roll 1 die. And on a die roll of 4, the game is called on account of rain. And that is merciful. So that is going to end your ball game, and we revert back to the end of the previous inning. And so in a 6-inning rain-shortened contest, your final score is the Chicago White Sox 7 and the Oakland A's 1. So coming to you from U.S. Cellular Field in Chicago, Illinois, thank you all for joining us here at the ballpark tonight. Al, Red Sox fan, thanks for coming in. ID Jester, good job umpiring third. Crew Chief Ron Juckett called the game on account of rain. Either that or he called the game on account of wanting to go celebrate his birthday and not wanting to hang around the ballpark in a 7-1 ball game. Thank you, ID Jester, Sportsman Z, Al, Red Sox fan, Tribe fan, everybody who came out tonight. A few glitches at the beginning of the broadcast, but I got a little smoother as time went along and didn't botch things up here at the end. But the rains descended and the winds blew and the floods came down and the ball game was called through 6 complete with your final score, Chicago White Sox 7, Oakland A's 1. And with that victory, the Chicago White Sox advance to the round of 16 in the best team I've ever seen tournament. Fans, thank you for joining us here at the ballpark tonight. That's our stream, and I am out of here.